Hey guys, welcome back to yet another fresh episode on wireless technology. So in today's video, let's understand the Bluetooth state transition diagram or the Bluetooth state transition where the different devices get connected and in what all modes or in what all states these exist. So let's begin. We start with this diagram. So the Bluetooth state has got basically 9 different states in which it exists at one point of time. So at the very first or at the very beginning, we have the standby mode. So prior to any connection is established in Piconet. So since Piconet is the very smallest unit of any Bluetooth network, it exists in a Piconet and all devices are in this mode. So before any connection is made established, so it enters into the standby mode, and an unconnected Bluetooth device periodically listens for every 1.28 seconds. An unconnected Bluetooth device here means a slave device which is passive at this point of time, and it listens periodically, that it keeps an interval of about 1.28 seconds, and it listens to messages on a set of 16 plus 16, that is 32 hop frequency. Now at one time, like for example, at one point of time you have 16 hop frequency, and for next channel you have another 16 hop frequency, so that makes a total of 32 hop frequencies for that particular message. And now if the device wakes up, then it is said that the device listens to messages, and if device is sleeping, that it means that it's not listening to messages. So this is the standby mode. So very first state where the Bluetooth device enter is in the standby mode. Next it goes to the page mode. So page is somewhere here. So this is necessarily done at the master side. So master transmits 16 out of those available 32 channels for paging. So that is from here. So 32 is a by default channel which is given for any Bluetooth device, and so basically at very first it uses the first 16 out of those 32 channels for paging, and so two ID packets are sent on two different channels for slave responses. Like for first 16 channel you have first ID packet, and for second 16 channel you have second ID packet, and both are sent on two different channels, and the next two slots are used for next two channels, and so on. It keeps a hop, and the hop repeats after every 10 milliseconds, and so this is mainly followed over here, and then it fetches the master response for which it does the paging. Next we move on to the page scan mode. So here this happens at the slave part. So S for scan, S for slave, just remember in that way. So in this you have an unconnected Bluetooth device, that is a slave device, activates its receiver, and it listens for a master device which tries to page. So that comes from here. So page happens first, and then after that page scan happens. So device operates in one out of any three of this scan repetition modes. And so first you have the R0, that is device listens continuously for the master which is paging it. Then you have R1, that is the device listens at least for 1.28 seconds. That when converted to slots, it makes 2048 slots. And then R2, that is device listens for at least every 2.56 seconds, that is for 4096 slots. So in all this scan repetition mode, it can be existing at any one, that is R0 or R1 or R2. Next, the channel and the hop sequence is estimated from a Bluetooth device address. It is written as BD_ADDR. So from there you can just estimate the channel and the hop sequence which is required for your transmission. Next, it makes to move to the inquiry state. So here also the master transmits 16 out of the 32 channels for inquiry, not for paging. So this you can just compare with the page state. So this is somewhat the same, just here it does for paging, here it does for inquiry, and so two ID packets are sent on two different channels for slave response. And so here the response is just an FHS packet, that is a frequency hop spectrum packet, and so the next two slot is estimated on or used on next two channels, and the hop sequence repeats after every 10 milliseconds. So the 16 slot sequence which is being transmitted or which we spoke is called as a train period in this state transition or in Bluetooth, and it repeats after every at least 256 times, that is 2.56 seconds, before switching to next other 16 set channels. So first of all you have this first 16 hop frequency, that is called as a train period. It can be considered as a bogie of n number of packets where it transmits, and then it listens for at least 256 times, and then it moves to the other 16 set channels. Next, it moves to the inquiry scan state. So it is an unconnected Bluetooth device. So this is a slave device. So S for scan, S for slave, like here. And so it activates its receiver and listens for inquiries that want to be discovered, and it at least listens for 2.56 seconds, that is 1496 lots. So this can be thought of like this page scan, and this too goes here. Next, after all the major states is done, we get the responses. So master response we already talked in page. Next, in slave response, what basically has is it does the inquiry scan for all the available devices, means all the available which are all previously paired devices. It will just inquire for which all devices are being currently available for doing the data transmission or for connection establishment. And then you have the inquiry response, which is given by the inquiry scan. So it just pops, or it just puts a list of all the new available devices which are there. And finally, after its successful transmission, or after all the train periods are getting over, it goes to the connection mode. So connection state has basically 4 modes, that it can be in active mode, or hold mode, or park mode, or sniff mode. So this mode, or the Bluetooth operation mode, this is a separate video. This I have explained in the next video, so you can just check this video what basically happens in connection mode. So well, that was all regarding the Bluetooth state transition in this video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found good educated watching this video, please do like, share, comment, and if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching this video.